Hi, welcome to my podcast. This is the first episode. I'm going to be focusing on my entrepreneurship journey and letting y'all in a little bit more into my business endeavors because this was the main reason why I created TV Diaries. TV is the baddie. I am the owner of the Theblackspiritualbaddie LLC. Black because, baby, I'm black. Spiritual because that is just a part of me. I am a spiritualist, and baddie because I enjoy all things makeup, luxury, things like that. So that was the combination of that name, and no one else had the name. So I was like, I'm going to take it. And now for my brand that I am now building and like going to be scaling is Socials by Bree, which is going to be more of the business aspect on how to build a successful brand, how to market yourself, and how to build better back end business. I want to say operations so that your business can scale with you without taking away the creativity aspect. So that is like a large combination of what I'm doing. Body oils is also still happening. She is getting a new rebrand because I got a vision and I really like the vision a lot more than what I'm currently doing. So she's going to be getting a change as well. Ooh, and also doing studying work so that I can become like a full-fledged herbalist. I'm currently am a herbalist, a clinical herbalist, but going for the 1,000 hour mark so that I can release blends and stuff like that to the public and curate those type of recipes. So that's a little bit about what is going on my end. I'm a spiritual guide, also now a spiritual business consultant because I take the healing aspect of my work and mix it with my business consultations because when it comes to building your brand, building your building your business, there is a lot of mindset blocks that block people from 10K months, 20K months, 50K months, 100K months. And my ability to be able to heal your mindset and rewire your brain, boom, that's how I market myself in that way because I believe that's super duper unique. You could have all the right strategies, all the right marketing tips and tools, but if the mindset is not there, you're not going to break those invisible barriers. So, boom, there's just a lot going on. But today I'm going to be talking and getting to the point of my entrepreneurship journey because I've been an entrepreneur since sixth grade. I forget how old you are in sixth grade. I believe you should be like 11 or 12. When I was in sixth grade, what I also did on this channel is crochet. That was my first business. I was crocheting berets because at the time, ooh, some of y'all not gonna know this time, but at the time it was really big on the Paris aesthetic. Y'all know the Eiffel Tower with the watercolor background that just said Betty on it. It was very much that, and I love the berets of that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna crochet it. So I crocheted it. I put it up on Etsy before Etsy became whatever it is today, which I do want to talk about that because Etsy back in the day, I want to say all of the fees together was maybe 4 or 5%. Girl. So I crocheted, put my berets up there, and my first and only customer for that business deal was a judge in Tennessee. She bought my berets. I sent a little candy, wrote a little note, sent it out to her, and then we moved. We moved like a couple years after that. But then since I wasn't getting like orders and I didn't know and understand like marketing on that marketplace, there was a lot of unknowns that I did not know. Therefore, it never really took off until 5 years later. A lot of people found my site on Etsy. Unfortunately, the number that was like, two-factor authentication to that, gone. Yeah, that number is gone. So all the traction that I got 5 years later, I couldn't even like go in and like sell my berets or update my shop, which I'm a little bit sad about. I'm a little bit sad about because at this time crocheting was not as big as it was today. Hat crocheting was not as big as it is today. I'm not talking about like the bucket hats. I was doing berets. Was not as big as it is today. I still enjoy crochet. recently I've been getting hit up to do a lot of my crochet bralettes because my market was to bigger chested women, and I figured out how to make a bralette curated to us. And it's gotten a lot of traction again on TikTok, which is my first mini series that I've ever done on the Lunarian Priestess TikTok, which me. And I've been getting asked, and I'm like, ugh, making bralettes for other people, that is hard because for me, I need to know actual measurements. You just can't say, oh, I'm a 32 double D. Are we talking US size? Are we talking UK size? What brand? Because a lot of those things matter when doing that type of work. I'm not just going to do a small, medium, large, and you spend $40 with me and it doesn't fit. That was reason why I showed the tutorial, because I'm like, you can make it yourself. It took me about an hour to complete one bralette. Y'all can do it. But, we might offer it back. I'm getting that crochet itch again. But that was my first business venture, was the berets. Then from there, I went to selling gum at school. That one I really struggled with because I'm not very outgoing at the time. So I was very quiet. I was like, oh, someone asked me for a stick of gum. And I'm like, okay, like I have $1 and you could just have an entire pack. Because at this time, getting those like one pack, like 1632 sticks at the register was about $1.75, after tax, $2. But your girl at school was selling it for $1. Now the downfall of that was I got stolen from. So I was like, dang, before I even really made a profit, you just stole everything from me. So I just let that one go. And then I got to college. In college, I want to say around my sophomore, junior year, I wanted to do sunglasses. I bought the stuff for the sunglasses, getting prepared to drop, launch. Baby, I'm in the middle of management information systems degree. A lot of it became outside of class work. So I had to prioritize a lot of group projects. Therefore, that one didn't take off as much as I wished it did. And then I crossed over to spirituality, which is something I've been doing now for like over 5 years. I was just doing it on the side, practicing with friends, practicing with myself, and learning my style and how I channel out different messages. And I went over to healing work, pairing it with that so that I could offer healing results. That was the thing that I wanted to do. I enjoy helping people because basically the person that I needed when I was younger was a healer, was a guide. So I became that. I healed from a lot of different traumatic things and events from my past. And then I learned my own spiritual style. And then I became a sound healer certified in trauma counseling, Bookie. Now this is UK stuff, so with trauma counseling on there. And then I went and I got my certification for life coaching too. And I was like, yep, this is what I'm gonna do. And I've been doing that for a year. This is one where I actually dedicated full time, like eyes on the prize to this one. So this particular journey, I want to say, started at about 20. When I was 20, I really went full-fledged, like this is what I'm gonna do. This feels right to me. It still leaves me time to be creative, so I could be a content creator. It just left a lot of pathways open to me. So that's what I started focusing on, which is how I built the Lunarian Priestess page literally to 10.2K thousand followers within a year. Because December of 2023, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this full time. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to give it the best shot that I got. Within, I want to say 12, 13 months, 5 to 10K. I was so proud of myself. I did a mixture of content over there. I figured out how to go viral. I even went viral in my own niche recently, which has been the hardest thing to do because a lot of people just hashtag it and it don't even be related. So it's filled with a whole bunch of regurgitated stuff. But I recently did it with no hashtags on it and not even a caption. 13.1K people watched it in some capacity. So I was like, you know what? I have this business consultation content making thing on lock. Not because I just started out the gate and I was the most amazing person ever. No, because I went through trials and tribulations. So on that particular page, talking about that growth, I did a lot of live streaming in order to attain that growth. On TikTok, I started offering private one-on-ones, which was where my biggest issue came. A lot of people were not ready to heal and were not comfortable and vulnerable enough with themselves to take accountability for a lot of their actions and the things that has hurt them, which really hurt my business. I was not talking to the dream clients that I wanted to be working with. Therefore, I was attracting a lot of people that was price sensitive, because my one dream client that I got by referral, I did a 15-minute quick voice note to her to help her through what she was going through at the time. She booked not one, not two, but three high ticket opportunities. And high ticket opportunities in general, when it comes to the coaching space, is 10K plus. And the coolest thing about this is I actually got this testimony on video. So Buki, this wasn't texted to me. This was video recorded, face, audio, and all. And I tried to like sell that to my audience. And my audience, they aspired to do it, but they weren't quite ready to do it. Which is why I learned, when it comes to your entrepreneurship journey, yes, work with your ideal clients, the ones that are a little bit stuck in, I was gonna say stuck and straggling. That don't make sense. But like stuck and striving, talk to them a little bit, but make sure you're actually talking to your dream clients. Because once I actually got that one client, I knew this was the group of people that made me feel like I was leaving a bigger impact on the world. Not that I didn't like my other clients or anything like that, but the ones that excited me the most was the ones that I could give a greater impact to. So I was like, you know what? These twos and fews every few months, this ain't enough. And I felt really exhausted of convincing a group of people that they deserved better than going through the emotional abuse of a partner, of a parent. It just got really exhausting for me. And then on top of that, my eye health when it comes to being online, which a lot of people do not talk about. Like genetically, my eye health from the people before me is a disaster. And me sitting in front of a ring light day in, day out, I'm talking doing 2 hours Monday through Saturday, even sometimes Sunday. And people want to argue me down in my live streams talking about, well, I know what love is and da 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 da, and I can convince a man to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, baby, as a healer, your surroundings is a reflection of you. And if you knew all of that, why are you on my live stream and on other people's live stream trying to validate something that you know not to be true? And then they'll leave, or if they really got in their feelings, they'll try to block my live. Now, in that 1 year span, I think I got blocked twice. My first one, someone didn't like my answer. And the second one, I was going really hard on that shadow work book because it's not. They did that for a quick buck. And the person that I learned from, she was doing shadow work before that book came out. That book has not yielded a great impact. The most it has done is made people cry and re-traumatize themselves. Whereas I was like, you could spend an hour with me and have the same result as my dream client did. And that wasn't even an hour, that was a 15-minute voice note. So what I say collectively in that point was when you are undervaluing your expertise, your genius, you're going to lose your passion for what you absolutely love to do. I know that a lot of us with our hearts, when we are creative entrepreneurs, we're like, we don't want to leave those people behind. We don't want to make them feel alone and make them feel like they're just going through everything by themselves. Baby, they got YouTube. They have YouTube. If they're not at least taking the stuff that they're learning from YouTube and applying it to their life, if they're not attempting at least in therapy, there is nothing you can do for them. This is where I get into the whole superwoman concept, or when people see red flags, they see it as a project to fix somebody up. You are going to hurt yourself by stooping to their level because you're not meant to be there. And you're going to hurt them by trying to bring them to your level and they're not ready. That's like bringing your one friend that has no table manners, no table etiquette to a Michelin star restaurant to come and eat with your business partners. Your friend was not ready for that. So she just got there and embarrassed herself. And you just embarrassed yourself in that way too. Because as much as people say we listen and we don't judge, when it comes to that level, they listen and they do judge. Because the first thing I'm going to see is, oh, this is what we're doing now. And you just cut the hand that could have helped you network higher. And you just hurt her chances. Because then people were not ready to see her yet, and she was not refined enough in who she was in order to sit at that table and be comfortable. I hope that example makes sense. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, when it comes to that group of people and it comes to the income you desire to make, be very, very conscious on how you market yourself. So using word verbiage of, if you're stuck and struggling, if you don't know how to start a business, be aware you're going to attract beginners. And what are the mindsets of beginners for your particular industry? For my particular industry, they have a lot of trauma. They do not know how to start in their healing journey. 3, a lot of them are not ready to confront their own personal demons. They don't feel safe enough. They're not ready to let go of the things that are poisoning them. And for a lot of that grouping of people, they actually enjoy the toxicity. And my goal was immediately once I recognized that, I was like, no, I'm going to start speaking to the people that have their hand up. They're in the toxic group, but their hand is up. They're like, I'm done with this. I am done. Come and help me help myself. And that became my target demographic, which I'm still working on in that niche of doing a repositioning of myself, because baby, that was not it. So that was the thing that I learned from that business. I also learned when it comes to creative entrepreneurs, please, 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 please do not treat yourself like a product. You do not have to be accessible to everyone, which is why I started to increase my prices. Like, I got the confirmation of, oh yeah, like she's discovering things I ain't told nobody. Oh yeah, she's hitting things that I haven't even told her. Like, oh, she's the real deal. And I was like, yeah, I'm the real deal, so you should come and work with me. If I can do this in a 5-minute live stream, imagine what I could do for you in an hour. So that's why I started increasing my prices. Some people didn't like it. And I was like, well, you can go find less. If I'm too much for you, go find less. And I want you to have that same mentality in your business. If people are like, oh, this is too much, go find less. This is why the whole canceling of Chanel, of Gucci, of Louis does not work. Because it's people that are generally speaking, making 50 to 80K a month complaining about a bag that's $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. They're not getting pressed because obviously that grouping of people is not the target demographic. Go get your bag off of DHL gate. But even in that sense, people get so upset about that because those brands are luxury. They're not selling a bag, they're selling status. And of course, people that don't have access to that status and want that status, they're going to try to break them down, tear them down. But the people that already have the status aren't sweating it. The brand is not sweating it. You feel what I'm saying? So, do you want to be the luxury of your field, or do you want to be the McDonald's where everyone can have access to you? Because that's where I started to cut off access. I was like, no, I am not the 7-Eleven for your bad decisions. No, I'm done. So have that mentality in your business as well. Really choose who you want to talk to. If you are just starting out, start out as like a 7-Eleven or like a Planned Parenthood, on the corner, and then filter people out through there. Filter people through polls. Filter people through however you want to filter them. I generally do polls or forms. I can look at it and get a good sense of I can actually provide this outcome that they're asking for, or I could just say, nah, I'm not the one for you. So be okay with saying no. You're not supposed to be the public water source for everyone. Everyone is not supposed to have access to you. Don't feel bad about that. If you still want to do charity for those people that are quite not there yet, let that be a lead magnet, honestly. I mean, don't give away all your secrets, but give away some of your frameworks that could help them become future clientele for you. Ooh, another one is when it comes to your business and your creativity, please, please, please do not put your business before your creativity. Create systems that can automate a lot of the back end work for you. So all you have to do is show up and create, 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 create. And then my also, my other advice would be is to start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel, start a blog, something like that so that you can turn into content later on once you understand your own personal creative life cycle and you understand your content's life cycle. Because I noticed, yeah, I could have posted a video 2 weeks ago on TikTok. No one's going to see that. Am I going to talk about that again next week? Absolutely. I'm going to just rezhuzh it up and put it back out there. Maybe add a different point at the end. Maybe take out a point and add in something new that I've learned. Continue to be okay to repurpose your content so that you can continue going further. Yeah, those are some things I've learned from my content journey and from my entrepreneurship of being online full time. And baby, I've been online since YouTube was a thing, really since MySpace was a thing. I've been out here for a while now. I've been a consumer and I'm now on the creator side and now I'm going into the business side. Entrepreneurship journey of being online, being in market spaces since I want to say 12, 13. It's been 10 years. My goodness gracious. It's been 10 years. I did not realize that. I partially want to cry a little bit. And I started going into content creation, business, stuff like that, actually for real, with the intent of just sharing and giving and providing value to you all since 2020. Congratulations to me. Oh my goodness. But for those out there, I do hope this was a really great, insightful moment into someone that has, quote unquote, failed a lot of times in order to get to a place where she's doing okay. Which I do want to make that into a podcast episode of what is the true meaning of failure. So thank y'all for listening. And that is what I have for y'all today. And I'm going to catch you in the next episode. Bye.